Well, if you've been following everything going on with The Last of Us 2, you know that there's been a bizarre back and forth with Sony themselves, both claiming, removing claims, then reclaiming videos here on YouTube. Then you have this secondary agency, Muso, which is still feverishly striking down content and apparently now taking down entire accounts over posting The Last of Us 2 memes. There's a lot going on today in terms of The Last of Us 2, and I want to just cover all of them. Let's start with some lighter news. Hey, if you're one of the 7 people that still want to buy this game, good news. The video game industry will continue to shill for you. That's right. Did you miss out on The Last of Us 2 Collector Edition when they were first announced? Good news. Amazon has a few copies back. I wonder if that's from all those canceled pre-orders. That's what I'm wondering. This is a heck of a way to market having a flood of canceled pre-orders. It seems unlikely that they would print more right now, especially with everything going on right now. Finding one of the initial drop was about as rare occurrence as finding a fully functioning weapon in the game's post-apocalyptic setting. However, just a month from release, The Last of Us 2 Collector's Edition is available again at Amazon for $169. The release includes a copy of the game, a 48-page mini art book, steelbook case. I mean, this is news. If you're still not willing to fork over the cash, you can buy something extra. The Last of Us 2 Special Edition is still available for $79.99. The Collector's Edition restock comes just days after the announcement of a limited edition part of Last of Us 2 PlayStation 4 Pro bundle for $3.99. You get a 1TB PS4 decorated with Ellie's fern arm tattoo, a limited edition controller. Fortunately, the controller can be bought specifically. Now, I wonder if, these are, it's still available. The Last of Us Part 2 PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition is still available right now. You can pre-order it, Collector's Special Edition. They're only taking pre-orders if they're in stock. So it looks like that these are all pre-orders that got canceled. That's what I'm going to guess. That's what I'm guessing. They didn't print more of these. And I wonder if the actual PlayStation is still out there. Let's see. PlayStation 4 bundle. I want to see if this is actually still available here somewhere. Or maybe they haven't actually. You can expect it if you're... Okay, you can expect it to be $3.99. It's not available yet, apparently. Well, it looks like all those pre-orders, those canceled pre-orders are now available. So if you still want to simp hard and get one for, if you want to pay $169 for a video game with a couple of extra figurines with it, you go ahead. You can get this sweet little figurine, a bunch of crap that you're going to throw in a pile and never use for the low price of $170. I mean, you could buy a PlayStation 4 Slim for that price. You could buy a Nintendo Switch Lite for close to that price. But you could just simp hard for Naughty Dog and buy this. Now, interestingly, I've been following some more stories going on in terms of what's going on with the DMCAs and things of that nature for Naughty Dog if they had been continuing to strike these down. And it would appear there has been a brand new wave of DMCA takedowns. This is from Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Your account has been locked for a DMCA claim. And this says, I just got hit with 6 more DMCA notices. Now, a DMCA notice on Twitter, from what I figured, wasn't a big deal. I thought it was just, whatever, they deleted your tweet. Here's another one. Your account has been locked. Your account has been locked due to Twitter DMCA. So I thought that Muso had gone just on Twitter. Had just gone back to Twitter, and if they were deleting tweets, I didn't really care very much, to be honest with you. And to be honest, who cares? You want to delete a leak clip? Okay, fine. But now they've moved. Okay, first of all, that's not okay. But also, I'm getting ahead of myself. They have moved back to striking down videos on YouTube again. They can't get it together. So whether Sony is releasing the claims, they're still letting Muso go out, and they're issuing strikes. They're not just taking down videos, but they're also issuing strikes. If we look at now, Caleb had his account deleted due to tweeting about The Last of Us 2 leaks and spoilers. I really hope that for a handful of people that I follow and or know, could end up seeing this, our diehard Sony fans, you should see this and be shaming Naughty Dog for doing so. Now, there's been a lot of people that have come out to say, well, you can't, why are you giving Naughty Dog the heat over it? You know, it's this Musso company that's doing it. Well, in some cases, that's true. But in other cases, it was Sony themselves issuing these strikes. And ultimately, by now, there is 0% chance that Naughty Dog doesn't know about this. There's 0% chance that Naughty Dog doesn't know that Musso is out there doing this. And they could have called them off. They could have called off the dogs by now. But they're just letting them go. This is Caleb saying, I got hit over 3 tweets, 2 of which had screenshots of forum posts, not even the leaks themselves. Third one is a quote tweet of someone else, and I got yeeted over a quote tweet. You can see Sophia Narwitz here. Account suspended. So now they've moved on to suspending Twitter accounts over this. According to Sophia Narwitz, friend of the channel, according to someone I'm talking to, not Caleb, he was suspended over The Last of Us 2 memes that Sony and Naughty Dog had copyright striking people for. I love my PS4 plus 80 plus platinum trophies and counting, but man, Xbox Series X is looking so good right about now. F Naughty Dog. And there's a whole slew of replies of other people. You know, here's Lofty Pixels, my editor, saying, I only use The Last of 1 clips for memeing on The Last of Us 2. Should I be worried? I know Naughty Dog is a Sony developer, but you can just choose not to give Naughty Dog any money. Sony is also behind the DMCA strikes. That's true. And now I had asked this not Breakthrough Gaming, Top Loaded Gaming, just forwarded an email that he had received today, a brand new copyright takedown notice and strikes that I'm going to show you. I want to show you that it's a recent one. I want to show, but then I want to delete his email address quick. All right. Real time protecting my sources, sort of. I mean, I don't think he cares. They care. I guess I don't know who runs the channel. This is on May 20th at 5:23 p.m. So yesterday at 5:30. Hi, Top Loaded Gaming. Due to a copyright takedown notice we've received, we had to take down your video from YouTube. Title: The Last of Us 2 leaks discussing spoilers. Video URL: takedown notice Musso. This means that your video can no longer be played on YouTube. You have received 1 copyright strike. You now have 1 strike. If you get multiple strikes, we'll have to disable your entire account. To prevent that from happening, please don't upload videos containing copyrighted content that you aren't allowed to use. It's such an interesting position because certainly any in-game content, you know, we saw this with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where Square Enix was allegedly taking down videos. I missed that story, and now it feels like a little late. Well, you know what's not late? Just before I published this video, I noticed that Naughty Dog has started basically locking down their own Twitter account. If you look at their Twitter account, they are now using this new feature that Twitter rolled out maybe yesterday, where people cannot reply to their tweets. You notice that a lot of their tweets they'll put this out and they eventually will end up hiding. You'll notice here, this will show me the hidden comments, and you'll see all the memes that really why we actually go here. But now that Twitter has rolled this out, they're so afraid of these leaks and people memeing on them, they've locked it down. Only Naughty Dog can reply to these tweets now. And I predict this is exactly how they will go forward marketing it. And it's such a shame. It really is a shame. Like, seriously, Naughty Dog, let me give you some advice. But listen, Naughty Dog. Dear Neil Druckmann, you have an exceeding amount of bad press around your game. Maybe you're gambling that none of it is from people who are interested in your game anyway. There are a lot of times where, you know, let me give you an example. I'll often say, don't bend the knee to these, you know, SJW crazy people because they don't want to buy your game anyway. Maybe Neil Druckmann's saying that. You know what? These people aren't going to buy The Last of Us 2 anyway, so, you know, I don't care what they have to say. I would argue that it's at least plausible that all these special editions are back in stock at Amazon for a reason. Don't you think? Don't you think, you know, what's more likely? A bunch of people canceled their pre-orders for a $170 game after being spoiled minimum, or being very upset that of what you did to the characters, or you and not anyone else all of a sudden printed a bunch of new physical copies that are now available, which almost never happens. I'm going to guess that there was a huge number of people that canceled their pre-orders and now they're back in stock, and they're still back in stock right now. And I don't know how many people are going to want to fork over $170 to a company that continues to strike down, get accounts removed, and puts YouTube channels at risks in order to try and bottle something up that, like, quite frankly, can't be bottled up. Look, I understand if you're a Naughty Dog developer, this happening, if you loved your game and you loved your story, that's fine. That's your opinion. And you're entitled to it. But we can still relate that. I still think this sucks. I still think this sucks for employees, you know, that have nothing to do with narrative design, that had large bonuses residing on the sales of this game, that are, you know, maybe there are people that cancel their pre-order because they didn't like the story. I don't feel so bad about that. But there are people that canceled their pre-order based on, you know, Naughty Dog and Musso striking down YouTube channels and striking down Twitter accounts, because those are actions that are absolutely preventable. These are actions that have a long history of a known outcome, and yet Naughty Dog has continued right up until today to continue striking down channels and Twitter accounts, including getting them entirely removed. Absolutely ridiculous behavior from Naughty Dog and the Last of Us 2 team. I'm calling on you to stop, to put out a statement that you're going to stop striking these things down. I think you could turn this all around and say, look, you know, we disavow, we thought they were going too far, and we've stopped it. The longer you remain silent, the longer it looks like you're complicit in this, and the longer it looks like you are, in fact, encouraging it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.